Master of Chance as well as Master of Not Wearing Any Pants. Ratau finally gets his retirement after enabling us into a life of undying servitude and unending slavery. And to repay him, we need to march right into his peaceful cottage and sweep him and all of his friends in a few games of knucklebones. His friends are found semi-randomly by playing through the roguelike areas of the game. Just play and you'll find them, don't worry. Incrementally harder, each opponent must be best by us. Avoid mistakes like filling low rolls on a row where the opponent has high, and prioritize putting your high rolls against their lows. If the opponent has messed up a row with no synergy, don't give them a second chance by resetting their row, just place that roll on a different row. As long as you don't roll 5 ones in a row, you should be right to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm not playing anymore. Defeating a boss without taking damage may seem daunting, but with a little bit of pre-planning and knowledge of the game, Leshy shouldn't even have a chance to do anything. Equip the Golden Fleece and practice not being hit by the mobs protecting Leshy. A little bit of effort will go a long way, as you can stack up the Golden Fleece's damage seemingly infinitely. When you fight Leshy with a little care, you can easily kill him before any real threats. No hitting this boss is a little harder, due to the boss being a little more complex and more threatening adds. It was definitely harder for me, because I used the Glass Cannon Fleece instead of the Golden Fleece. I completed no hit on this boss first, and I suppose I was still testing builds. Just use the Golden Fleece and you'll have an easier time. Hecate will spawn 2 larger frogs about halfway through the fight. Just like the Australian cane toad, these big boys can be quite invasive. On top, they have to be killed before Hecate will come back. Dodge his multi-tongue punch in the second phase and you should be able to get him down. There are 36 tarot cards in Cult of the Lamb. There's also a large array of methods you need to complete in order to obtain them. Some are unlocked by default, or need to be purchased from various vendors. Our Knucklebones achievement from earlier will net 4 cards, a few hidden or random encounter link cards, and 1 card from either marrying 2 followers or awarding 1 lucky sucker a Viking style death in what you call a ritual instead of just calling it murder. Personally, I wouldn't and didn't go for these in one go, but instead just got them slowly over my entire playthrough. If you find you have 1 or 2 left, a swift Google will sort you out right quick like it did for me, and you'll have your collection completed. On a side note, taro is my favourite bubble tea flavour. Kalimar has a few sweeping attacks that need to be rolled, but mainly they're a spellcaster. Spells mean we just need to play this a little slower. But like last time, the biggest threat are the minions. Oversized head crabs from Portal 2 and Sudoku bombers is what you have to balance in addition to Kalimar's spells. Pay close attention and don't let the brain wander, because there are some times when I absolutely should have been hit but just got lucky. And 1 hit is all it takes for a complete reset. The missile maniacs can be quite hectic if you don't deal with them efficiently. Try and bait out their attacks one by one as soon as they spawn. The boss is a spellcaster, so just give them a wide berth when they start charging up their laser. And remember, you can roll through just about anything in this game. Whether it's making the elderly fight, locking people next to the shitter, or making a member eat poop, there's plenty of ways to torture your flock for the greater good. But if you like to take the more traditional approach, maybe a touch of cosmic horror based sacrifice will float your boat. Take heed, you should start this achievement semi-early in your playthrough. I made the mistake of waiting until the end to do most sacrifices, and I ended up just sitting around waiting for the ritual timer to tick over. If you're close to an upgrade, and Eileen probably doesn't have long left, just chuck them in the Eldritch Portal, easy done. 6 stylish fleeces offering 6 unique playstyles. Fleeces are a neat and simple mechanic to complement the way you like to play. But how do we go about unlocking them all? To unlock a fleece, we need a holy talisman. These talismans are broken into 4 pieces and are awarded by completing NPC questlines. Most NPCs can be found in the roguelike segments before being able to start their quests, save for 1, and I'll point out the one, so don't worry. The fisherman requires you to fish up some of the rarer catches and then hand them over. There's not much skill in this one, just fish until you get them all. Aim for the bigger fish, but besides that, it's just random. The next questline is offered by Sozo, a mushroom abusing researcher. He asks for a total of 30 mushrooms, then he requires you to carry out a brainwashing ritual, which requires 25 more mushrooms. Then finally, he will ask you to build a mushroom statue, which will cost 35 more mushrooms and 20 gold. Limbo has the only quests that directly require you to head into the roguelite content. After defeating each main boss, we can return to their zone and challenge a witness. Most of them are harder than the mini-bosses you've faced already, but not as hard as the bosses they replace. Each one will drop an eye when killed, bring those eyes to Plimbo, and another fleece is yours. Midas requires 4 sacrifices be made. Handing over a cult member, we get to see just how Midas has obtained his collection of living statues. Oh, And we also have another fleece. The cloaked figure is the last questline and the only one that doesn't need to be found in the roguelike first. Only being able to be found at nighttime, we must visit 4 locations, which just happen to be the locations of the 4 other questlines, and interact with this green moon. Each time, Fox will spawn and ask something of the player. Firstly a large fish, then a sacrifice, then 2 sacrifices, and while nothing is directly required for the 4th time, I'll just let you experience this quest's resolution. After all those quest lines are complete, you can unlock all fleeces and move on to the next achievement. This achievement does accurately reflect Shimura's harder difficulty over the last 2 bosses. Shimura has a swiping attack and can poop bombs out of their arse like you'd expect a Looney Tunes character to do. Just stay behind him and mostly you'll be safe, save for the occasional bomb you have to roll. Shimura will start jumping towards the player repeatedly, but this isn't really a threat either, as you just time your rolls with their jumps and you're golden. Shimura has one final attack where the boss leaps into the air and then leaps back at the player. It might be easy to miss, but it does leave a shadow to help telegraph where he will land. Lastly, we have more adds. They should spawn late into the fight, so it's your choice to either use your excessive golden fleece damage to burst the boss, or you can deal with the adds in your own time. Oh boy, this is a doozy. As far as I can tell, there's 51 follower forms. This does not include the pre-order form or Twitch integration forms. 9 can be found in Darkwood, 9 in Nunura, 9 in Anchor Deep, and 7 in Silk Cradle. These ones are pretty simple, just play those areas, beat the bosses, and you'll get them. The miscellaneous ones are the tricky ones though. The rat is hidden behind Rattau's cottage. You can fish up the fish. The axolotl can be unlocked by solving the problem of the axolotl inside the lighthouse next to the fishing spot. The crab requires you to catch any of the little crabs in Smuggler's Sanctuary. The star is behind Midas's gold piles. Ignore the sacrifice cultists from earlier. The wolf skin is given by the wolf questline. The poop requires you to cook about 12 bowls of poop for your loyal followers. And the snail is the most involved. You have a chance to find snails on your adventure in the roguelike sections, and upon killing them, they should drop a shell. If you have 5 shells, you can visit the snail statue at each of the 5 NPC merchant type locations, and upon interacting with and giving the 5th shell to the 5th statue, you will unlock the snail. And finally, the massive monster. A nice little obscure Easter egg and nod to the developers of the game. The massive monster is pretty simple once you have the steps. If you've happened upon Chef Shrimp, then you've probably experienced the pleasantries and the oh so valuable food he has to offer. If you're feeling particularly murdersome, you can attack his pet snail, and after a few times, Rainbow Shrimp Boy will attack you. Beat him to a pulp and he'll yield with an offering of a massive monster statue. Return to base and build the statue, then wait until nighttime to pray to it. Upon completion, you have the form. Breathe easy, because that's the last one. No longer a servant, no less than a god. Requiring us to complete every other achievement, this achievement has us experiencing everything the game has to offer. Besides the achievements we've already discussed, most of them can be obtained just by playing through the game and doing all of the side content. The achievements can be broken up into a few subcategories: main story completion, collection, side quests, cult growth and upgrades, and miscellaneous. Just play out the game and adjust the difficulties to whatever you need. Not bragging, but just to reinforce the point that this game's achievements really don't ask much of the player, I completed all achievements in just over 17 hours. The hardest achievement for me was catching every type of fish. I reckon about 3 of those 17 hours were spent on me just trying to catch a bloody swordfish. When I finally caught the elusive bastard, I got so excited in real life that it jumped out of my seat and I caused my computer to blue screen. At first, the Godhood achievement didn't pop, despite having all other achievements. I thought I may have screwed up my save file and ruined all of my achievements. But not to worry, Godhood not triggering was a known issue, and the very next day a patch fixed that problem, so you have nothing to fear and I can go change my pants.